Hey YouTube, it's been pretty a long time, but I feel like I'm gonna make a video talking about why I was taking a little break. But this is a straw hat verdict, so I have to talk about things about something I just watched just now as I'm making this video. It's The Wolf of Wall Street. So I was going to this movie like fully expecting like an absolutely masterpiece, like actual like I'll leave the movie feeling like a new man, and that's so it did. The Wolf of Wall Street was an amazing movie. Um, I think everybody who was on this show, every single actor, every single thing, all the props, action, CGI, I think in this movie it was absolutely amazing. It couldn't have been better. Leonardo DiCaprio is a really good actor. I don't really watch a lot of his movies. I only seen like a handful of Leonardo DiCaprio movies, like Titanic, uh, there's no Interception, and this movie. So I'm not really a Leonardo DiCaprio fanboy, but I feel like him as an actor is really good. I think he did an amazing job with this movie. I think all the actors did an amazing job with this movie. Jonah Hill, I think he did amazing. Margaret Robbie, she also did amazing. Everybody in this movie was amazing. So, The Wolf of Wall Street is not your typical, haha, what it is, your typical haha funny, but it tells it in a very good story. This movie is really a roller coaster. If I also compare this movie with something, take Better Call Saul, that freaking masterpiece of a TV show. Take Better Call Saul, make his entire story into a movie, but instead of a bad boy lawyer, he's a bad boy stockholder. And that's basically Wolf of Wall Street. He is a criminal who steals from the poor, and not steals from the rich, and then just puts it into his own pocket, and makes literally like 22 million in under an hour, like 3 hours probably. And that's basically just the movie. Take like a group of people, give them so much money, and just say what do you want to do with it, and that's what they'll do. Now they do so many unnecessary bad things because they don't know what to spend the money on. They spend things like freaking multi-million-dollar mansions, do drugs, freaking sex workers and all that. Like it's a really really sees like what the human what a human person can do with so much money. And that's scary. But this movie really does put into perspective like what happens when a freaking criminal like gets a hand like freaking $22 million in 3 hours every single day. Like it really does show that. But as I said, this movie really is a must watch. I think like the switching from like comedy to like actual drama is amazing. Like it's not even expecting. Those like three like major drama scenes where I was like, wow, this is really dramatic. I might get into spoilers, but that's just how it is. So there was this one scene where you see Jordan Belfort, that's the main character, like doing something with another lady in a car, and then his wife sees it and then slaps him in the face, and then it really goes from like freaking funny action time to like this, like slap a finger. It's already dramatic, and if you see your husband doing something to another lady, obviously you're gonna break up with her. So that's exactly what happened, but put that very dramatically. Another scene, like the biggest dramatic scenes were like basically in the very end where he was like suffering like FBI lawsuits and all that. Like he got caught by the FBI, and then his wife, I'm telling you, the actors and the actresses in this movie are amazing. Like she gets caught and all that. Well, no, she's not. He gets caught, and then his wife, I forgot her name, I think it's Naomi. She gets freaking upset, and they go on this full-fledged fight where like freaking Jordan Belfort like freaking punches her in the gut. Like you're not supposed to do that. That's wrong. Morally, a guy shouldn't do that to a lady because that makes you automatically a freaking butthole, So you can see really Jordan Belfort's transformation, and even throughout the movie you can really see his transformation happening. In like the beginning of the movie, not the very beginning, but like in like the mid beginning, you can see him like being shy and scared and saying, what's up, sir, how you doing? Oh no, sir, do you do drugs? No, sir, I don't do that. And then like literally middle of the movie, he's out here freaking partying, snorting coke, and just freaking going over like just having a fun time, bad fun time basically. And that's it. That's the movie, and it just shows you like how people, like what people would do if you give them so much money. And I feel like this really does send, I'm gonna get corny, but this really does send a message to like a lot of people that no matter how good you are, no matter how much money you're making, no matter how you get it, you are gonna get caught. It's inevitable. You are gonna get caught. If you do something like this, like your stupid little brain does something like this and copy, because there are actually people out there who takes this movie and makes it like their own thing. Like, okay, see, if Jordan Belfort can do this, I can probably do it better and not get caught. No, you're gonna get caught. This is Hollywood, so everything's scripted. The FBI like cases on it, like the fact that the FBI didn't arrest him, especially on the yacht scene, like when the FBI went on his yacht. Like the fact that they didn't arrest him is mind-boggling, because I feel like if that was real life, that yacht scene, he probably would have freaking got into handcuffs like immediately when they saw him. He's like, "Oh, put your hand down," oh, what am I doing, officer? But yeah, this movie's amazing. Obviously, this sends a message to you guys that if you do something like this, you are gonna get caught. So don't do it. Just literally don't do illegal activities. Just do not do that. Like I know it's very common sense, but there are people, a lot of people out there, who like takes movies like these criminal types of movies and like says, okay, you know what? If he can do it, like if freaking Jordan Belfort can do it, which he was an actual person, by the way, Jordan Belfort. I like that his cameo was in this movie at the very end. When I saw Jordan Belfort at the very end, I'm like, oh wow, that's really him. But people really does see him like say, okay, I want to do this now. Like, don't do it. You're gonna get caught. Whatever you saw here in the movie, that's exactly what's gonna happen to you. And then there was this one specific scene that like really like shocked me, and this might get a little like not, well, you know, this is PG-13, so you expected for this, but there's this one scene where he's went to like a little bank thingy on the cell phone with like one of his people, I believe so it is. And he's on drugs. You know, this guy, you know, Jordan Belfort in this movie is literally a drug addict. So he was on drugs. Like, I don't know what kind of drugs he was on. But then he like freaking collapses on the floor and crawling, you know, freaking crawling like it's the freaking Grudge. You know, just crawling down on the floor, literally doing this, like he's a total upside down. And, you know, he has to get to his car and go to his house. So literally, the music literally it went from like funny to like literally dramatic, and that's what I really like about this movie. I like how the movie can change tone, like in a split of a second, and that's so cool. You can see him like they're just freaking suffering, drooling saliva, and then he drives, he freaking crawls to like the outside, tumbles a staircase. Like the staircase is like 5 steps, but from his freaking drug eyes, just it's like freaking the New York Times Square staircase. That's how like tall it is for him. So he does, you know, you're on drugs obviously, so you'll be like rolling and tumbling. So he crawls, goes to his car, which is like the most stupidest thing ever. Driving while you're like this is not a good idea. And then the captivating part was when he was driving, right? He got to his car. He had a lot of cars. He's actually like this, like he's, you know, freaking about one Xanax bar away from overdose, even though he is. And he's driving like he knows how to drive. Like he's driving really good for someone who's on bliss. So he goes to his house and all that. He goes to his house, you know, Jonah Hill, I forgot his name, but the actor Jonah Hill was choking on something, so he had to, like, they were both overdosed, so they had to like help him. Jonah Hill didn't die, so then he goes lay down, and the police come to his house, and he's like, officer, what are you doing? Get the heck, you know, get the F out of my house. The amount of bad words in this movie is crazy too. But he says, you know, get the F out of my house. So then the FBI said, you know what, come outside, sir. So you see that his car is absolutely wrecked. Like, this thing was absolutely wrecked. And he was like, oh my gosh, maybe I didn't drive that good. Because from his, like, drug eyes, you can see that he drives really good. But if he took it into reality and it, like, replayed the scene again and showed it that how the way that he drive, he, like, bumped into cars, you know, knocked over a street sign, hit other cars, you know, freaking skirting, can't even drive straight, because that's what drugs do to you. Like this really does show you like what drugs can do to someone, and it's actually crazy. Obviously, don't do drugs. Drugs are bad for you. I know I sound like a freaking 5th grade drug guy who tells children not to do drugs, but yeah, like don't do drugs. Like, this is like the most like thing. Just don't do it. Like, don't like stay away from drugs. Do not do it. That is the number one thing. Stay the heck away from drugs. If you see drugs, say no, 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 no. Get that thing away from me. Like, don't do it. And that in this movie, along with like other lessons learned here, it's like one of the big lessons. Also, don't money launder. Don't do money laundering. That's not gonna get you anywhere. But lessons aside, like as a movie, like this movie, like as a movie, I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's really good. Is it up? And the casting is really good. Like freaking Leonardo DiCaprio, Matthew McConaughey, Don Fuivo, Margaret Robbie. Like they're all like big names in this movie, and it's really cool. So I don't really want to talk more about this movie. I'm pretty sure you get the gist of it. Jordan Belfort is really a good stockholder, and he just said I can take this ability and you know I can make a lot of money from it. But if I was to really just compare this movie to something, really just take Better Call Saul, make it a stockholder and make it into a movie, that's basically Wolf of Wall Street. And all I can say is that everybody here did absolutely phenomenal. The director, producer, actors, actresses, they all did amazing. You know, so this movie was really a masterpiece. So if I was to put this on a scale out of 1 to 10, I'll probably give it a good 9.5. Obviously, there were some things in the movie that aren't the best. For me personally, I just didn't like that there were so many freaking bad words in this movie. I think this movie is like the third, like, top movie that has the most swear words ever. So, you know, that's not surprising. But, obviously there were some other mistakes in here. You know, people can take this, you know, and make it their own thing and, like, get arrested for being stupid for following a movie that tells you the exact opposite of what not to do. But this movie in general was really good. I loved it. You should probably watch it. It is like 3 hours long, but that 3 hours went away and freaking that felt like an hour. That's how mesmerized I was into this movie, and everybody did amazing. So good job, everybody who worked on that movie. And yeah, 9.5. That's my rating. So yeah, I'll make a video talking about why I wasn't posting that much. It'll come when I start to feel a little bit better. But I need something to talk about and watch, so I decided to watch this movie because I have never seen it. So yeah, that's really about it. Thanks for watching.